So first off, logs. When you add two logs together, you could combine them and multiply the insides. Remember, this is like the opposite of exponent rules. So when you multiply exponents, you add them. Logs are the opposite. So when you add them, you multiply. Yes. So it's 6xy. So this one is log 6xy. This one, when you add them, you multiply. When you subtract them, you subtract. And when you multiply a constant, it becomes an exponent. So this is going to be log y squared. And to combine this all together, it's going to be 1 log x y squared over a.
X, y squared over a.
Yes. This is going to be log y squared. This one, remember, x constant multiplication is an exponent. So the half power of 25. Remember, half power is the same as square root. The square root of 25 is 5. And then bring the 3 over here. Log 2 to the third power. 2 to the third power is 8. And then 8 divided by 5, or 5 divided by 8, log 5 over 8. So that's condensing. The opposite is expanding. So this is, we're doing basically the opposite of 1, 2, 3. So because this is log x divided by log y, it's going to be log x, because it's division, it's subtraction, minus log y. In this one, x to the fourth power is being multiplied by y to the third power. So I can separate that with a plus sign. But they also have exponents. Exponents can be moved to the front of the log. Okay. So it's 4.
No. It was like you did a problem. I have a question for that.
4 ln x, and then what? 3.
Plus 3 ln y.
Good.
Will you be here for
study days? Yes.
Yeah.
With class.
Monday's normal school.
No, I mean, like, are you doing a lesson?
No, I'll finish the recording when I'm done. No, right now.
You're finishing recording on Monday?
No. I'll finish recording before the weekend. So whatever I don't finish, I'll do on my own time. So this one is log base 2 to x cubed. So log base 2 plus 3 log x. Guys, so because of that, you have to remind yourself something. When you have the same base as the same exponent, that reduces down to 1. Remember, since this is multiple choice, this is how your answer is going to look like if you had got that question on a test.
Would you still? I'm guessing you want to take it.
I would not put it.
2 squared.
I would not put that as a fake option. This no.
What is the small number?
1.
No. In the first person.
2 log base 2.
Are you gonna make like the multiple choice like specifically to trick us or something? Like,
Some of the fake answers are like mistakes
like
I was.
mistake or something?
Yeah, like common mistakes. They're not random numbers.
Okay. I got your shirt. I'll say.
So next one, it's gonna be. We're gonna solve for x, which means get x by itself. First step I'm going to do is move the e to the other side. Remember, this is a base of an exponent, so I need to use it as the base of a log. The base of log e is going to be ln. So it's going to be 2x equals ln 4. From there, I got to get x by itself, so divided by 2 on both sides. So x equals ln 4 divided by 2. Make sure you have your calculator because you can't get the number without the calculator. So I'm going to pull out the calculator here. And I need to actually type in what I have, which is ln 4, close the parenthesis. Oh, there it goes. ln 4 divided by 2. So 0.69 equals it's 3 decimal points. 693. All right, this one, number 8. They have the same base. Because they have the same base, I could cross them both out, which means this is just 2x plus 1 equals 4x minus 5. Subtract 2x on both sides, 1 equals 2x minus 5. Add 5 on both sides. 6 equals 2x. Divided by 2 on both sides. X equals 3. You just gotta know, you can cancel them out. Get it done. But I got a lot to go, so I need to.
Oh, this is the one I figured out. 10 The water, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
They said I drank too many water bottles.
Did they give you a gallon?
That's why the well got into it.
Yeah, that's why. They said it's like, it's you. And I was like, what the heck?
You are the problem.
Did you drink that all?
And I just said, good morning, and this is what they're telling me. This.
Did you drink all that just today?
Wait, you're wearing the mask shirt.
2 days.
You're wearing the mask shirt.
I am wearing a mask shirt.
Jesus. I used it before. I feel. Oh,
Did you see it?
So now this one, I got a lot to go over. So this one, it's going to be 9 3x1, 3 4x6. The problem is they don't match. I have to make a match. So I'm going to rewrite 9 as 3 squared 3x minus 1. If I do that, now I could take this 2 and distribute it to my exponents. And it's going to become 3 6x minus 1 equals 3, what is this? 4x plus 6.
Wait, is the like least common denominator on
Then can you cross it out?
Minus 2, my bad. Minus 2, I forgot to distribute to the 2 over there. What's up? Then I could cross out the bases. So 6x minus 2 equals 4x plus 6. To save some time, a little bit of algebra, x equals 4. So this one, yours, yeah. I just have to finish my pre-calcs. Yeah. So that's not yours. So
I have one.
I don't have an extra one right now. I can make one later.
Or you could just post it on the class.
These are my old tests, so I don't feel comfortable with that. So I can give you a physical copy later.
This is from our test?
All the packet has been your old test.
Oh, so what is this?
This is ninth year's test.
Oh.
All right, shh. Craig. Shh. So this one, we have log base 2, 3, and 5. These are like our building blocks. We have to break it down to things we know because we don't know what the base is, so we're not able to use the calculator in this case. So because we don't know what the base is, but we know the numbers, we can work it out. So in this case, what we're going to do is log 28 is we need to break it down into 2, 3s, and 5. Luckily for us, because we know how to condense and expand, 28 is the same thing as saying log x 7 times log, well, I say plus, but it's 4, but we could break down 4. What is 4? 2 and 2. So instead of just rewriting it, log x2 plus log x2. Because it's multiplication.
Where did you get the 7 from?
7 times 2 times 2 is 28. So then, wait a second, if that's all that, I know, wait, 7's not useful. Oh yeah, I forgot. I remember that I made this mistake on the test originally. Let's make this a 7. Let's make this a 7, my fault. I forgot I made that mistake when I made the test. I never changed it in the old version.
I remember going up to you.
Log x to the 7 is 1.946.
I thought it was log base 2.
It's not base 2. This is log base x, all of them. So then, because it's 722, I know the values of 7 and 2 and 2. So 1.946 plus 0.693 plus 0.693. So you literally take your calculator and just type that in your calculator.
Do you know how many questions for each section there's going to be?
No, I don't know that. So it's going to be 1.946 plus 0.963 or 693. And I'm going to just times that by 2, but that's the same thing as adding it twice. So 3.332.
Wait, why would you add it by
Hmm?
Why would you add it by
Oh, I'm sorry. Say your question one more
Why
time.
would you add it twice?
Because I need 7 times 2 times 2 gives me 28. That's why.
So it's 1.946.
7 times 2 times 2 equals 28. This is division, so that's subtraction. So log 7, x7, minus log x2. That's going to become, this is 1.946 minus 0.693. So 1.946 minus 0.693. What's up, Bell?
Is because you originally gave 5, right?
It should be 7. That's my fault. I messed up the.
Log weight 7 actually is 1.946?
No, but we're gonna have to pretend it is for now. Or actually, like I know what the mystery number is, but it doesn't matter. I can make up these numbers. All right, log 9. That's the same thing as log x3 squared. Or in other words, 2 times log x3. But I actually know what log x3 is. That's 1.099. 2 times 1.099 is 2.198.
Oh, because you have an exponent on top from a log.
Yes. Log x1 minus log x0. Or 4, I'm sorry. But I didn't give you log x1. But it doesn't matter. I don't have to give you log x1. Because anything with a 1 in the log is the same thing as saying x to what power, let's put a question mark there, gives you 1. So x to what power gives you 1? What power gives it always 1? Which is 0. So it's 0 minus log x to the 4. But we don't have x to the 4. I'm going to rewrite this as log x2 squared, which I can rewrite that as 2 log x2, which is 0 minus 2 times 0.693. 0 minus 2 times 0.693 is negative 1.386. Negative 1.386.
What? That's my last job.
It's a multiple choice question, so it'll be rounded already for you. All right.
All of them are multiple choice?
Except graphing. Anything graphing is not multiple choice.
How many graphic questions are there on the test?
For you guys, I think I only put 1 exponential and 1 log. No, 1 exponential and 1 asymptote one. Yeah.
Oh, it's real.
Okay.
So that, yeah.
Wait, so you can only add and subtract logs, you can't multiply them?
When you add them, when you put them together, that's a multiplication. You have to be here at the beginning if you want to know that. Next one. Shh. Don't talk. Log x equals 3. So log x equals 3, I need to get x by itself. So instead, I have to use the base of an exponent. Remember, if you don't see a base of a log, it's visible 10.
Log x equals 10.
X equals 10 to the third, or 1, 2, 3, 1,000.
That was only question out of 10.
This is your old tests.
Oh, I just got this shirt now.
Oh, these are our old tests?
Don't you joke around, guys. Next one, log 7, log 7. They're the same thing on both sides. So you could cross them out.
Questions from our final? I mean, our-
2 minus x equals 5x. A little bit of algebra to go quick. X equals 1/3.
That'd be very fair.
How long do you think?
No, x equals 3.
No, it's 1/3.
Plus 1, it'll be 6. 2 divided by 6 is 1/3. It's not 6 divided by 2, golf.
Q cross out long.
No, this one, a lot of people made this mistake. You have to first condense the logs before you can cancel a log. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base 2 equals 2x plus 4. It's not adding, it's multiplication. So it's going to be 8x equals 6. Then I have to use a base of 2 on both sides. That lets me cancel out the log. So 8x, guys, in the back. Shh. So 2 to the 6th power.
Log 2 cancel out already because like
8x is 2, 4, 8, 64. So x equals 8. What was your question?
I see already in the beginning of the equation, log base 2, 2x plus log
Base 2, 4, yes.
So don't they cancel out? Because these log 2,
They're not on opposite sides of the equal sign. You can't do that.
You can't.
And they're not together in one log. They have to be together in one log to cancel it out.
Like subtract it to one side.
No, because remember, what you're technically doing is lowering a base of 2. So you're doing like this, but you can't distribute it like that because there's a plus sign. So you have to combine them first, or condense them.
Becomes one log.
Log base 2,
Base
8x.
stays the same,
2x times 4 is 8x.
so the base stays the same.
The base always stays the same, yes. What? I don't know, man. Next one. Kira puts 3K into the bank. After 5 years, she has 7K. If it compounds continuously, what is her rate of pay? Again, the equation for continuous is PERT. So the amount equals PERT. So in that case, what you're going to do is I know my final amount was 7,000. It equals the original 3,000 that was put in. E, remember, E is the actual value that we know, 2.77-ish. It's also in the calculator. Yes. And then it's going to be our rate. Do we have the rate? Wait. No, but we know the time, which has been 5 years. So RT, so R times 5. So first off, I could divide 3,000 on both sides. I'm going to get 7 over 3 equals E 5R. Yeah, what?
You know how you're like, if it says like 1 year is like 12 months?
Yeah.
So then why don't we do that for 5 years and put like whatever on it, like 5?
No, it's typically in years. If I say something like every month I get paid the interest, there's an n value in the other equation that you put 12 for that. If I said every week I get paid, that'd be 52 or something like that. So then here is E 5R. So then I divide, or I got to get rid of the E. So I have to use the base of, or a log E, which is ln.
ln times 2.23.
ln 7 over 3 equals 5R. So then I just divide 5 on both sides. ln, no, because in the multiple choice question, it will be the actual amount. So this will be your rate. So I got to take to the calculator. ln, 7 divided by 3. Close the parentheses here. Divided by 5. That's going to be 16.94. So it's going to be, in percentage, 16.9%. Okay? It is not 0.169%. It is 16.9%. You better believe one of my fake answers will be 0.169%. Don't forget. No, it's a multiple choice, so I'm going to put whatever I want.
You're gonna do that for every single question.
Not every question.
Yeah, but guys, we're checking.
For one of them, it's just gonna be 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then... I know that's gonna be for long. So you're
Yeah.
just gonna do like 2, 3, 4, 5.
So, next chat was the graphing and asymptotes ones? Yeah. All right, first, direct, inverse, and neither. Remember, a direct relation is y equals a times x, while inverse relationship is y equals a divided by x. So it depends where your x is, or we could kind of say where your variables are, in relative to a. If it's below it, it's inverse. If it's next to it, aka multiply to it, it's the direct. There's no plus or minuses. If there's a plus or minus, it's neither direct nor inverse. So in this one, what's the relationship here? I'm going to have to get y by itself, so divided by x on both sides. Y equals 5 divided by x, so this is an inverse one. This one has a plus 3. Because it's a plus 3, this is neither. In multiple choice, I probably would say direct, inverse, neither, or both. Keep in mind, both is impossible. Well, I need 4 options. So. I already made it. So, this one, y varies jointly with x. So when I say it varies jointly, that's pretty much the same as varies directly. So y, I know, varies jointly with x. When y is 30 and x is 5, we could figure out what a is. So first we need to figure out what a is. So divided by 5 on both sides, 6 equals a. But that's not my final answer. But I'm going to put 6 as one of the options. What I'm going to do is I need to figure out what y is when x is 3. So y equals 6, which I know is a now, times 3, which is based off this scenario, 3. So y is 18. Okay? So in the options here, I would have 6 as one of my options. 18 is the correct option. I would have it if you divide it by 5 or something like that. So that would be 180. And then if you finish it off, that would be 3 times 180, 720. What? Yes. That should be. Was that not January? I mean, the packet has all the topics on the front page. Like, you should have got here when I gave it out. You gotta wait till I get another copy done. All right, y varies inversely with x. So y varies inversely with x, so I know it should be y equals a over x. So when y is 12, x is 4, which means I can figure out what a is, which is 48 in this case. Since a is 48, what I could do is take that a and use it to solve what this is when x is 3. So y equals 48 divided by 3. So y must be 16. Yeah, thank you. Z varies jointly with x and y. So since x and y is jointly, that's going to be on the top, x and y. And inversely with g. So g is on the bottom in this case. So this is your setup for the equation. So with that in mind, what you're going to do is when g is 4, x is 5, y is 3, and z is 30. Let's find a in that scenario. So 15 over 4 times 4 on both sides, divided by 15. Do a little bit of quick math. 60 equals a. No, not 60, just 6.
Wait, statistics and matrices or whatever they're called, is what we just did.
It seems like it, yeah. We did also do matrices. Yes. So,
This isn't just pattern.
ooh, what? Is it not 6?
No, it's eight.
No, wait. So long.
It's not what you see pattern test on.
I'll just do it. It's a.
Just do it.
Okay, a equals a. So we take that a, and now we can figure out what z is when we have this parameters. So z equals 8 times 2 times 4 divided by 2. I can cancel out these 2's to make my life easier. 8 times 4, 16, 32.
Why?
Final answer would be 32 in this case. Not 8. Very important. It's not 8.
You're gonna throw in 8, right?
Yes.
Oh, more graphing.
Next one. Graphing. Yes. So this one, we have rules for the asymptotes. Remember the rules. I'll put it here. P and Q, where P and Q is the power on the top and bottom. If P is bigger than Q, so B is bigger than Q, it has no horizontal asymptote. If P is equal Q, it's going to be the, let me put like A and B in front of this. It'll be the coefficients. So it'll be the, whatever the ratio is, A over B. And if P is smaller than Q, aka the bottom's bigger, the horizontal asymptote is 0. Okay, so in this one, the highest power x is on the bottom. So the horizontal asymptote is automatically 0. So I'll graph that horizontal asymptote in blue here. All right, vertical asymptotes are decided by when the bottom equals 0. So we're going to set the bottom equals 0, which is x minus 1 equals 0. So this is a x equals 1. That is a vertical line at x equals 1. X-intercepts are when Q or P equals 0. In this case, 0 can never equal 3, so there's none in this case.
Is it 0 or no?
Or no, yeah. No,
For the
no.
horizontal.
Horizontal also? It's 0, the number 0.
Why it's bigger than,
Q is the bottom.
right? It's bigger than.
No. It's the power of the x's. So this is technically x to the 0. That's the x to the 1. The bottom's bigger. That's what P and Q stands for.
And what's 3?
3 is just a coefficient. Y-intercept. Y-intercept is when you make x equal 0. If you plug in 0 into the equation, that's going to be 3, and that's over negative 1. So it's going to be y-intercept is 0, comma, negative 3. So I'll put that point here in black. 3 over here. The domain, remember the domain is just basically, no, is where your horizontal or vertical asymptotes aren't, I guess. So in this case, it is x values does not equal my vertical asymptote, which is 1. Let me actually color code it correctly though. So it's going to be based off the vertical asymptote. So x does not equal 1. My horizontal asymptote, or my range, is based off my horizontal asymptotes, basically what y values I can't be. In this case, I cannot be 0. So in this case, my range is y values are not equal to 0. And then in this case, since you have your calculator, type into your calculator, and you'll see your graph looks like this. Actually, let me type into the calculator so I can show you that. When you type this in the calculator, whenever you have a fraction or stuff on the bottom of a fraction, always put parentheses. So in this case, it's going to be x minus 1. Is it minus or plus? I just want to make sure. Minus. Graph, and you can see if it matches what I drew. If you remember, I don't really care about how curvy or not curvy it is. I talk about all the other parts that I don't care about when I create it. All right, in this situation, the highest power is 2, the highest power is 2. So in this case, this is a P equals Q situation. This is a P equals Q situation. So in this scenario, the horizontal asymptote is the coefficients of your biggest powers. Since it's negative 2 over 1, your horizontal asymptote is negative 2.
So here we do look at the coefficient.
Yeah, when they're equal. That's the only one where it matters. So y equals negative 2. So I'm going to have a horizontal line at y equals negative 2. Should I use colors? Next one, green. Next one, vertical asymptotes. Remember, vertical asymptotes is when q equals 0. So q equal, or I'm sorry, 0 equals x squared minus 4, plus 4 on both sides and square roots. X equals, please don't mess up, plus or minus 2. So it's plus or minus 2 equals x. So you're going to have a vertical line at negative 2 and positive 2. Your x-intercepts is when p equals 0. So 0 equals negative 2x squared plus 2. 0 equal, or let me do a little bit of math. 1 equals x squared. Square root both sides. Plus or minus 1 equals x. So your x-intercepts is plus or minus 1. So you have a point here and a point here. Your y-intercept is when you plug x equals 0. So in this case, if I plug in 0, this part would disappear. If I plug in this 0, this would disappear. So it's just 2 over negative 4 or negative a half. So down here. Remember, your domain is just the opposite of your vertical asymptotes. So your domain is x cannot equal plus or minus 2. And your range is the opposite of your horizontal asymptote. So your range is cannot equal negative 2. You type this in the calculator, you will get a graph looking like this. Yeah. I should put it in a calculator. Practice that though. Remember, if you have a fraction, put the parentheses for the whole thing. So the top is 2. Was it 2 or negative 2? I don't know. Negative 2x squared plus 2, close parentheses, divided by open parenthesis, x squared minus 4. Matches what I said. And if you ever get nervous, you can always go to the second table and figure out points there if you need to check your work. All right, next part. Yeah.
You got the vertical asymptote, you're figuring out which equation, the one on top or bottom?
For vertical asymptotes, you plug it into the bottom. For x-intercepts, you plug into the top.
Oh, and y-intercept?
You plug 0 for x in that case.
Where?
For all the x's you see in the equation. Yeah. Overall, I guess you could think of it. Okay. The other ones, you're setting it equal to 0. The vertical or the y-intercept, you set x equals 0. A little different. All right. This stuff, you cancel when possible. So x plus 3 on top and bottom, those are exactly the same thing. I could cross it out. 12 and 9, you could simplify that to 4 over 3. So it's going to be 4x minus 5 over 3x plus 5. Yeah. Next one. The top one, I'm going to factor. So x plus 2, x minus 2. And over here is going to be x plus 7, x plus 2. Because they have x plus 2 on top and bottom, I cross it out. So it's going to be x minus 2, x plus 7.
How do you get x plus 2 on the bottom?
What multiplies to 14 that adds to 9? If you FOIL it, what will happen? This one. Guys, x plus 2, x plus 1. On the bottom, x plus 1 squared. So just like an exponent rule, you could reduce it by 1. So your answer is x plus 2 over x plus 1. I'm not going to go over factoring so much in the video because I got to keep going. This one, I'm going to combine like terms. So 48, x to the 8th, y to the 4th. So I multiply the top. Then I'm going to do the bottom. 6, x to the 2nd, y to the 6th. Remember, when you multiply exponents, you add them. So 48 equal over 6. I can reduce that. That's going to be 8. x8, x2. You remember you should track exponents. So x to the 6. y4, y6. That's y second on the bottom. That's y to the negative 2, but you have to move it to the bottom. Since it's multiple choice, this is how the answer would look like. Yes. Multiply things together to make it a little bit easier. 4x, x plus, you could cross out before you work, yeah. X plus 5. Over here, 2x squared, x plus 5. See, I clearly have 2x plus 5s on the top and bottom. 2 and 4 can reduce to 2 and 1. X squared and x could reduce to x on the bottom, which means all I have left is 2x plus 1 over x.
Wait, how do you get x plus 1, 5, and 4? Like, didn't you just multiply that?
I just put them next to each other, basically.
Why can't you cross out the x?
Because that x is an x plus 1. That's a unit. That's not the same as just x.
No, but
Like, you can't divide 5 over 4. But that is the same thing as 4 plus 1 over 4.
You put a number
And
and explain why you like the x plus 1.
it's x plus 1 squared, or otherwise x plus 1 times x plus 1.
Where's the square?
There's two of the same things, so I just put them as a square. So it's the same thing as just crossing out one of them. All right, next page.
When you go to 2x plus 1, I see how you got the 4x plus 1. I'm saying
What are you talking about?
you divided the 4 by 2.
Yes, became 2 over 1. Next one. You're dividing a fraction. Don't make the mistake. Dividing a fraction. Good, you multiply the reciprocal. Remember, the reciprocal is only the second part. So if I were to make fake answers, the first answer would be if you didn't flip it. Second answer would be if you flipped the second one. Third answer would be if you flipped the first one. And the fourth answer would be if you flip both of them.
That takes way too much effort on your end to go through.
I do it with love. Y third over 30x y to the fourth. Combined horizontally. So 5 x to the second, y to the sixth, over 30 x to the eighth, y to the fourth. Then simplify. 5 over 30 is 1 over 6. X squared, x8. There's 6 x's left over on the bottom. And y6, y4. There's 2 y's on the top. Yes, the multiple choice answer would look like this, though.
Wait, what is the y2 move to the top?
This 6 minus 4 is positive 2.
I mean, I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah. All right, next one. Remember, you have to flip. To save yourself time on the test, you could always just cross it out and write x over x plus 3 to make your life a little easier. Yes, pretty much, yes. Yeah. X plus 3 cancels out. I see an x and an x, that cancels out. So it's just x minus 2 over x plus 1. Next one. You're going to not only have to flip, you're going to have to FOIL too. Or factor, my bad. So what we're going to do, top left, it's going to be factor 2. X minus 2, x plus 1. The bottom left is going to be x plus 5, x minus 1. I'm going to change this to multiplication. Remember, I'm flipping this. So this part is going to be on top. This part is going to be on bottom. So the new top right, which is the same as the bottom right, 5, x plus 5. On the bottom over here is what was the top right, is now the bottom right, x minus 2.
You're on my I witnessed that too many times.
So crossing out x minus 2's, crossing out x plus 5's, it's going to be 5 x plus 1 over x minus 1. That's what's left over. No, and it's multiple choice. You don't have to do anything in terms of changing and rewriting. Next one. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait.
There's no way to get this entire packet before the final.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it on my own time.
Oh, fine. That's very appreciative. I'm very appreciative of that.
Don't forget it. All right.
We're gonna have you next year.
I will post this before the weekend. Please do not worry about that. Okay.
When is it for Valentine's?
It's on Wednesday.